Are you a loser, or did you just take a loss? It's deep, ain't it? Let's talk about it.
I love Brotha T.
How you doing? This is Terrion Wilson, aka yo boy Brotha T, here with another one. So I'd like to thank you and welcome to the new life tree, where we like to give you little pine cones of wisdom for your motivation and mental health. If you don't know what that is, stick around, stay on the channel, you'll get it. Remember, I don't know everything, but I might know a lot of things.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
So today we're going to talk about whether you are a loser or did you just take a few losses. It's a very big difference. For one thing, losers never learn from their mistakes, or I shouldn't even call them mistakes all the time, so because life just happens to us. But losers, they never recover from what happens to them, right? They never learn lessons. They never get better. They don't sharpen their tools over time. So, whatever loss they took, they're going to continuously take losses like that, or they're going to keep sitting in that same loss because they never learn how to get to that next level. Now, if you are a true champion, you just going through something right now, what's going to happen is whatever happens to you, you're going to take the lessons out of that loss. You're going to get better day by day, and you're going to eventually learn those lessons and never put yourself in position to experience that again, and never put yourself in position, to have things happen to you in that way. I hope this makes sense. I want to tell you a small story, and this is about Ronda Rousey. For those that don't know who she is, I'm sure most of you do, but she was a UFC fighter, and she was beating chicks up. She was pretty darn good at it, right? And she wasn't bad looking either. Usually the women fighters, it gets a little tricky sometimes. Sometimes you want to see that birth certificate to make sure. You get what I'm saying? And some of them are pretty scary. But she was kind of, she was on the feminine side. She was decent looking. Or is decent looking, I should say. So she was undefeated. And she was just going through the women's division. It wasn't funny at all. A girl came and she was the underdog. Her name was Holly Holm, I believe. And Holly Holm caught her. She caught her. I got to go back and look at the fight, but from what I recall, I think Ronda was kind of handling her in that fight, right? But she slipped up. Holly caught her slipping and caught her with a nice leg kick, right? And we all know that leg, when you get kicked, man, that's harder than getting punched, right? So you rather get punched than kicked, trust me, by a professional. So she got caught and she lost her title. And then she slipped into a total depression. Now, was she a loser or did she just take a loss? I don't know. Gets a little iffy. Let's let her tell some of the story.
And maybe I won't do this again?
No, to be honest, what I was thinking, honestly, my thought, I was in the medical room, and I was down in the corner. I was sitting in the corner, and I was like, what am I anymore if I'm not this? And I was literally sitting there and thinking about killing myself. And that exact second, I'm like, I'm nothing. I'm like, what do I do anymore? And no one gives a shit about me anymore without this. And then, to be honest, I looked up and I saw my man, Travis, was standing there, and I was looking up at him, and I was just like, I need to have his babies. I need to stay alive.
So it all comes down to perception. Do you perceive yourself as a loser? She almost did. She almost fell into the trap, family. I don't want you to fall into that trap. You're never that. She didn't know, she was a little bit down, and sometimes we can get like that. But little did she know that she was going to have a even greater career as a wrestler. She became one of the female wrestlers. She had the championship and everything. She was actually more popular with WWE than she was with the UFC, the fighting organization. Now, what if she had given up, family? What if when she started feeling that way and it got a little hard and she was a little bit thinking like that, what if she would have went through with it, family? She wouldn't have been able to go to the next level. And in retrospect, it might have been the best thing that ever happened to her, because she probably wouldn't have even got the opportunity to go to WWE had she stayed there and stayed champion the whole time. She probably would have retired from there as champion and all that, and it would have been like, oh, okay. But instead she went on to bigger and better things. And I want this for you. I'm using her as an example just to show that celebrities are not perfect. They go through things just like we do. They have moments just like we do. Sometimes stuff piles up in their lives just like us. The difference is some of them have a little bit of money and they can get out of some of those jams. They have a little more money. But one day, I'm sure that a lot of you out there, you're going to be in that financial position too. My point is that everybody goes through something, but it's all about how you perceive yourself. Never look at yourself as somebody that cannot recover from what happened to you. Whatever you think about yourself is going to be right. Right? I'm not going to argue with you. If you think you're nothing and that you can bring nothing to the world, I'm going to believe you. I'm going to believe what you tell me. Now, if you tell me that you are the stuff, that you do your thing out here, you're going to be good, I'm going to believe you. You get it? It's all about perception. How do you perceive yourself? Are you a loser? Or are you a person that just took some losses? This is your man, Terrion Wilson, a.k.a. Brotha T. I'm going to be back on the next one, family. Peace.